What changed after the first drive?
Well, first half we moved the ball well. We stalled out on the other two drives. Made one field goal, missed the other one. First drive, second half, went down, scored a touchdown. And then after that, it was didn't get it on fourth down, threw a pick, and then we fumbled. So, it was those three drives really that put us behind.
What happened on fourth down?
Threw it to Jamar and he got tackled.
Was that the initial play call, or did you go to that, or what did you see on their defense?
Yeah, they're playing man. The guy made a good play. That's we weren't able to convert there.
So how did kind of the struggles to get things going on the ground today affect what you guys were able to do offensively?
Yeah, they got a good front, and so when you're struggling running like that, then their pass rushers start to tee off a little bit. And we knew that going in. We knew their front was good. They were going to be disruptive. And we knew we were going to have to score points, and we didn't score enough points today.
Joey, you go 7 for 7 on your first 7 third downs, end up 10 for 13. You had a conversion on 3rd and 22. Those kind of numbers, it's kind of surprising to see the final score of the game. It just doesn't compute. Is it just the turnovers and the fourth down stop, I guess?
Yeah, we were down. After we were tied, then we didn't get the fourth down, and then they kicked the field goal, and we're down 10 at that point. And then I throw the pick, and at that point, it was an uphill battle.
So what do you feel like today and the result, the way it went down, says about your guys' team and where you guys are at in terms of an ability to dig out of this hole right now?
We're not good enough. So we got to get better.
Mike Hilton just said something's got to change. What do you think has to change in order for y'all to kind of figure out a way to play better than y'all have, especially against these good opponents?
We just got to take responsibility for how we're playing individually. Just got to focus on what you can do better to help your team win. I don't think anybody was good enough today.
Is it frustrating that for the last couple of years, you guys have really struggled in short yardage situations? The 3rd and 1 that everybody's talked about, the fourth down, but has it been frustrating for you that that's kind of been a theme the last couple of years?
I would say that, yeah.
How much is just not being able to really get the running game going this season? How much has it impacted your ability to just kind of manage the games, control time of possession? Just how much has that impacted you not being able to consistently have a running game?
Yeah, we ran it well the first, after the first game, we ran it well for a couple weeks in a row there. The last couple weeks haven't been good enough. It's when you play good rushers like we have the last several weeks, you got to keep them off balance and be able to run the ball. And if you don't, then they're not going to be quite as worried about it. And then their edge guys are going to start getting push, and play action's not going to be as good. So then you got to drop back and make plays, and that's what those kind of teams want. And so it's tough when you can't.
How much do things change when you don't have T and or Orlando, because you lost Orlando in the second half?
Yeah, whenever you don't have some of your best players, it's always makes it tough, but it's no excuse. We're going out there with the guys that we have. That's the NFL. You're expected to go out and play well and play up to our standard. And it was nice to see Jermaine make a play today. I think Jermaine's going to be a good player. He continues to get open, and we're going to continue that dialogue that quarterbacks and receivers have to have. I think he played well today, and I think the guys that stood in for T, played pretty well today.
Did you feel like this was a game y'all needed in order for y'all to show that y'all can be kind of, you can go where you want to at the end of the year? Did you feel like that coming into this one?
Obviously it would have been good to get this one. It's not how it worked out. We'll just go back to watch the tape and get better. Obviously you want to win every game. That's ideal, but you got to adapt to whatever your record is and adapt to how you're playing. So we'll do that.
How close are you to the hole being too deep to dig out of? That's a team.
I think 10 wins usually gets you in. So we got to win 7 out of 9. That's doable. It's doable. So we'll go from there.
Do you feel like after that fourth down stop where they get the field goal and go up 10, do you feel like you kind of deviated from the game plan and started chasing from there, and that's kind of what took you into a deeper hole?
At that point you got to drop back and throw it. We got a couple completions there. It just really came down to, if we go down and score a touchdown on that drive, then we're down 3, we're still in it. The interception was tough. The guy made a good play. I left it a little short. Would like to have that one back, obviously. And then after that, they go down and I believe they scored again. And at that point, then the game's pretty much over.
Did you feel like at that point when you threw that ball at the interception, did you feel like y'all just needed to play, you just needed to find Jamar in a deep shot? Like what kind of predicated you making that decision to say, hey, I'm going to go test this?
Yeah, that was the call. Safety was cheated over there, so I just tried to give him a chance and just left it a little too short.
You feel like not just where y'all at in the game, but maybe where you're at in the season, that's kind of a point where y'all just needed a play like that, regardless of what the outcome was going to be?
Yeah, that's something I always try to balance is, when things aren't going your way, try not to do too much. I don't think that was trying to do too much. I just, guy made a good play.
With 0-4 at home this year, what has it been that you guys haven't been able to get the job done in Cincinnati?
Just haven't made the plays to win the game. I don't think it has anything to do with being at home or being on the road. It's just those games we haven't made plays.
With T, how much do you feel for 2 setbacks in practice and know how hard he works, how tough that's been for him?
Yeah, that's tough. I know T wants to be out there with us, and he works really hard to be out there, and he's a great player. So it's obviously tough for everybody, T in particular, when he's not out there.
I know that there's only so much you can control from an individual standpoint, but how much has this season challenged you from a leadership standpoint in finding the balance that you're talking about between staying positive but also the accountability that's necessary for a team at 3-5?
Yeah, it's challenging. I don't think anybody's been good enough so far to go and win the games that we needed to.
Their defensive coordinator's been around a long time, 7 different teams. He changes things up. What was the second half like as opposed to the first half of the time?
He just was rolling through his calls, not giving away any tells. The linebackers are doing a good job moving pre and post snap to not give away rotation. There was never, they didn't have any coverage tendencies for any of our formations. They were just kind of calling it, and so that makes it tough on the quarterback, but I felt I saw it all day.
You almost said that touchdown to Jermaine, he almost came down, it would have been a huge play. What did what was your view of that?
Yeah, that's I think I left that one a little short too. He almost made a great play on the ball. They doubled Jamar, ran the linebacker out to cover the flat to the right. Just try to give him a chance.
You just said you think winning 7 of your final 9 games is doable. What makes you think that?
We've done it before. I know the players we got in there. That's you just got to treat it week by week. Any game is winnable. You just got to go and do it.
Zac, the decision to go for it 4th and 1 late in the third quarter, your thoughts?
Yeah, I felt like we needed to be aggressive there. It didn't work out, so that's frustrating, and so again, I put that on myself. Situation where I felt like we need to be aggressive and go score in that possession, given we were down 7. And anytime it doesn't go well, obviously you're going to think long and hard about that decision.
Overall, how would you just sum up the overall performance of the team today?
Second half wasn't good enough. We didn't make enough plays, enough calls, lost the turnover battle. They capitalized, they scored in every possession in the second half. And offensively, we really walked away with essentially 3 turnovers, so Thought we did a good job coming out, with the touchdown drive to match them, and then turnover and downs, pick and fumble, and that's not good enough for us.
Can you speak about the play call on 4th and 1, the screen to Jamar? What was the idea there?
Yeah, he's one of the options, and again, the play didn't work, and that's 100% on me.
And then what about the 3rd and 1? You bring in the lineman. What did you like about that look and that run in that spot? The 3rd and 1.
That's off game plan.
Zach, how difficult is it to be winless at home in 4 home games?
It's frustrating. Everybody deserves better. We got great fans, great support. Haven't done enough, to reward them. Haven't done enough to reward our players. The work that goes on in this building, and we should feel more wins. We need to feel more wins. We haven't done enough to do that for ourselves. That's on us. There's no finger pointing anywhere else. We got to take accountability for that, players and coaches. And we're better than what our record indicates, but your record is what your record is. We've earned that, and so again, we put ourselves in a bad spot, but it's not a spot that we can't get ourselves out of. And I know that we believe that, and we're not even yet at the halfway point in the season. And so again, there's going to be a lot of opportunity here. We just got to stick together, keep working, find some wins, and string it together.
2.9 yards per carry, tough to win with that. How do you get that going moving forward?
Yeah, we just got to be better in that run game.
Was there something specifically that kind of, where they just went it up front? Was that
Yeah, we didn't have any explosives there, and so sometimes when you can get an explosive and kind of get it going a little bit, we just never got that opportunity, and threw the ball well. So we didn't. It's not that I called a bunch of runs in the first half because we were moving the ball really well the way that we were attacking them, and so sometimes when you're not making a lot of damage there, you just keep the ball in the air because it's been successful, and that's no knock on the run game. It's just that's an area we felt like we were really making a lot of hay and getting some really big plays out of it, so stuck with that a little bit. And then the second half, you don't give yourself much opportunity to run it when you get down 2 scores and 3 scores, and so that's where the average comes into play there, and it presents probably a little worse than it would have been if we had kept that thing tighter and given ourselves more opportunity.
like that deep shot to Jamar that was intercepted? Was that again a product of just trying to make something happen?
That was a good play by the corner. It was good. Jamar got a step on him, and the guy threw his hand up at the last second, tipped it, and then safety just right place, right time with the pick. So sometimes things just don't go your way, and I think it was a good look for it, and again, those guys just made the play.
When did you know that you would not have T, and how did that impact the game plan?
Well, we gave it all the way up to the final second, and it's unfortunate. He works really hard to put himself in a position to help our team, and just unfortunate that we weren't able to make that work.
Did not having Orlando impact the offense, you think, in that second half?
I don't know that I'll have to watch the tape, but I felt like Cody in there did a good job. I didn't feel like he was hurting us in any way.
Jalen Hurts' deep shot touchdown to Devontae Smith, he had a lot of time to be able to find him down the field. At this point, with some of the inconsistencies with the pass rush this year, do you guys feel like you can be able to get more pressure, or is it just something where right now with the current personnel you have, you feel like this is what it is?
I feel like we got good players.
What do you feel like today's result and the way it went says about your team and where you guys are at in your season in terms of ability to dig out of this thing?
Yeah, I don't think it's indicative of what we are as a team, because I think the score is going to reflect differently than how I feel about our guys and what opportunities we're going to be able to capitalize on. It's a disappointing day. There's no running from that. I felt good coming into halftime that we were going to find a way to win this game. And second half, and it starts with the fourth down. They score a touchdown, and we come out and go for it on fourth down. We don't get it, and that's heavy on my mind, the entire game. And so I think anytime that happens, and I make a decision like that, it doesn't go your way, you're sick to your stomach about it. Still felt like we were going to have opportunity, and again, then you get a tipped pick, and all of a sudden they run away with the momentum. So unfortunate. Again, what I just told the team is we're in a hole that I believe we can dig ourselves out of. And we're just going to have to find a way to do that.
When you tied at the half, did you feel like it should have been tied? Did you feel good about how you were playing?
No, I don't think it should have been tied. We had opportunity on offense there. We had a close call on a third down that we ended up settling for a field goal, and then we missed a field goal. So we felt like we were moving the ball. It's 3 possessions first half. That's as few as you're ever going to have. And so when you're not capitalizing on every single one of them, that's you felt like you left something out there on the field.
What gives you the confidence that y'all can dig out of the hole and kind of go where y'all want to go?
We got enough talent. We got great coaches. We got great players. We got enough talent, enough leadership.
Evan McPherson has now missed 3 of his last kicks to 50 yards or more. What do you think's going on with Evan from that distance?
I've got confidence in him.
Did you see anything schematically that they changed to attack you? Because it seemed like those first 2 or 3 drives, the defense was able to hold.
No, it was turnovers. That's what got us. So, that's as much on us as anything.
As the Eagles began to gain momentum in the second half, did you feel that your guys were starting to play a little tighter?
No, I really didn't. I think there was still confidence over there, even down 7. We didn't get the 4th and 1. Defense held them 3-and-out field goal. There was really nothing else they could have done aside from getting a turnover. So I didn't feel that tightness. I felt like actually the defense rose up right there and got the stop and forced them into as long as field goals you're going to get. And then we turned around and again the ball get tipped up and they picked off. So that's football. It's unfortunate. And again, we're just going to get back to work and find ourselves a way to get a win next week.
From a coach's perspective, Zach, how differently, if they do teams guard Jamar when T isn't playing?
I think everybody puts a lot of focus on Jamar, and we put it on ourselves to find ways to move him around and continue to get him targets.
Zach, when you have a first half that really has only limited possessions, you said 3, how does that, if any, change your thinking as to how you attack the rest of the game?
It really doesn't. We came out and offensively had a good drive that finished in 7 points, and then, again, essentially had the 3 turnovers.